Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Juliana. This video is going to be perfect if you want to embrace the classy and rich girl aesthetic for the fall. So think Gossip Girl's Blair Waldorf, but 2024 version. I'm going to walk you through some of the pieces that I think are essential for your closet if you want to have a very timeless and sophisticated wardrobe. And I mean, there's so many trend forecasts for 2024 for fall fashion, and while I definitely think that some of these items are on trend, the point here is to build a classy wardrobe with pieces that you're going to wear for years to come. By the way, if you guys like any of the pieces that I mentioned in this video but are not really sure where to actually buy these pieces, I'll be including links to everything in the description down below, so make sure to check that out. Alright, let's just get into it. So let's start with tops. I think fall is all about layering, so you want to have some basic tops that you can really layer underneath all of your jackets and your cardigans. For instance, here are my two favorite turtlenecks. They're really thin and they're very versatile. I have them in this tan color and of course black, and you can really layer them under everything. As I'll show you, there's lots of options to layer over, and they're very chic and minimal, so I would definitely recommend these. Of course, this isn't to say that you can't wear a lower neck in fall, so I would suggest something like a scoop or square neckline. This one's from Amazon and I used this so much last fall. Again, it's very versatile and it hugs your figure, so it'll definitely keep you warm. I also do love bodysuits when it gets colder. I feel like they are very seamless and look less bunchy if you're tucking things into pants, so I would recommend this one. I'll definitely link it in my description. In terms of other undershirts, if it's a little warmer, I would recommend a white tank top. I mean, these can come in so many different styles, so it really depends on just what you like and how high you like the neckline. Another one I would say is a turtleneck style but sleeveless. Again, this will be great if it's a little warmer or you'll be sweating if you put a jacket on top as well. But yeah, for the most part, I would suggest more basic styles. Again, this is a capsule wardrobe, so we want everything to go together. The one exception to this I would say is maybe an evening top. It's like something that's off the shoulder or has a more interesting neckline. These kinds of pieces, yes, they won't pair with everything else in your closet, but they will be great for more special occasions. Aside from that though, we want everything to be able to match with the outerwear that we're going to pair it with. Alright guys, moving on to knitwear. You can kind of see them in the back already. I have two recommendations. The first one being a striped pullover sweater. If you do get one, try and look for a wool or cashmere material. Both of these will be best to keep you warm, even though these are more thin sweaters. You can also go the chunkier route. In terms of these striped sweaters, the one I have here is obviously cream and black, but you can do things like a black sweater with white stripes or even a navy and white color combo. There's a lot of options. I do think that you should stick to more neutral shades, especially if you want to pair these with more colorful bottoms. And if you start getting really colorful with two tones, it can start to be harder to pair. So yeah, I definitely recommend a more neutral color combo. Obviously, you can just wear it in its pullover style. You can also wear it as an accessory. So if you're wearing an outfit that might be kind of chilly, but you don't want to wear a scarf, I definitely recommend putting it over your shoulders. This will give your outfit a very old money aesthetic, and it will look very timeless and elegant. You can even do the same trick over a blazer or a coat. Okay, the next item is going to be a collarless cardigan. This is such a staple in my personal wardrobe, and I feel like it's also great for winter. I think it's another very old money-esque item. It looks very expensive, and again, will pair well with pretty much all of the bottoms in my recommendations. But with these kinds of collarless jackets and cardigans, it can be a little tricky to find the right one. If you buy the wrong one, it can look a little bit stuffy or unflattering. So what I recommend is to make sure it does have embellishments. Like for example, this one has really interesting buttons and black piping, as well as this two-tone design. You want to avoid anything too bulky in the sense of maybe a cable knit material that can make it look a little too heavy and therefore outdated. Underneath this jacket, you can definitely pair with a lot of things. You can pair it with, again, a mock neck or a turtleneck if you want to be very warm, or kind of like what I'm doing with this jacket, you can have a lower neck. It'll just be kind of invisible, especially if you button this cardigan up. Alright guys, now let's get into outerwear. To me, fall equals leather jackets, so that's what we're going to start with. There are so many different kinds of leather jackets, and they'll suit many different style aesthetics. The jacket style that I'm recommending will have clean lines and a very minimalistic design. This specific jacket is actually one of my favorite clothing items ever. It actually used to be my mom's, so it's very special to me. As you can see, the collar and all of the lines are very streamlined, and it's this gorgeous brown auburn color. And that's definitely another point. Your leather jacket doesn't have to be black, especially if you are someone who's naturally more warm tone. You may actually suit a brown or a burgundy shade better, like this one. Again, like the cardigan, it's going to work really well with turtlenecks and mock necks. You can also do a lower neckline, but I would recommend adding a scarf then, or again using our sweater trick and putting a pullover sweater over your shoulders, and that way you won't have your chest exposed to the cold. Another really great outerwear piece is actually this jacket I'm wearing right now. I actually thrifted this a couple of days ago, but yeah, it's super cute. It's very old money-esque. I feel quite preppy, but what I definitely want to note is the tweed material. I think tweed in general is a very fall and winter heavy item. But quick tip guys, whenever you're choosing a cardigan or a jacket, jacket, you want to pay close attention to the buttons. I suggest to look for gold or silver buttons, or just buttons that have some sort of hardware, unless it really matches the style of the jacket. You want to avoid maybe tortoiseshell or black buttons, especially if the jacket itself is not black. I think they look less expensive, or at least less intentionally constructed. The last outerwear item that I recommend is a blazer. I feel like a blazer is a universal item for any capsule wardrobe, no matter the season, but definitely fall and winter are perfect for these more intense looking preppy styles. Again, as you can see, we have these really nice gold embossed buttons, and this particular blazer is double-breasted, but you can go a lot of ways with a black blazer for the fall. You can do a more oversized style, and I'd say if you're really petite, you can also do a more cropped style. I guess I would just stay away from anything too complex in its design. The black blazer should be pretty classic and kind of a backdrop for the rest of your outfit. But yeah, as you can see, it's very old money-esque. Wait, let me put it on. As you can see, I think the style is very classic and sophisticated. It is more of a heavy, serious piece, so I wouldn't say it's as casual. But if you pair it with things like a mini skirt, like I'll show later, you can definitely make it more cutesy. Alright guys, let's move on to bottoms. I also hope you don't mind. I think I'm just gonna keep the jacket off. Like, I'm talking about fall essentials, but it's still currently summer. So the first pair that I'd recommend are gonna be wide leg trousers. The ones I'm showing here are black, but again, for fall, there's so many different colors you can do. Aside from black, I'd recommend charcoal, brown, and even an olive green if you want something more colorful. But yeah, trousers like these are going to be your go-to option for things like work outfits, especially if you work in an office. And they're just super versatile. They're very classy, and they'll work with all of the basic tops that I mentioned, as well as all of the outerwear and sweater options that we went through. The next style that's definitely more casual is going to be your classic pair of jeans. Since it is 2024, I would recommend looser styles, so try things like a wide leg or a straight leg, even boot cut, just whatever you tend to prefer and wear most. Jeans like these are going to be as versatile as the trousers I just showed, but they will give a more effortless and casual vibe to your outfits. They'll pair well with basically all of the styles that I mentioned for tops. The only thing is except maybe for the blazer, but again, if you opt for a more oversized blazer, you can totally wear them with jeans. The ones I'm showing here are your classic blue denim, but if you want to stay strictly neutral, I'd recommend beige or tan jeans, or gray jeans have been really in, and honestly, since I'm such a neutral person, I actually wear these two more than the blue jeans. So yeah, it's totally up to your personal preference. The last pair of bottoms that I recommend is going to be the mini skirt. There's so many ways you can go about this. The ones that I have here are just this tan mini skirt from Zara, I think. Or you could also go the tweed route. Again, I love tweed for the fall and winter, and this will definitely add texture to an outfit. And even the ones I'm wearing now that are leather shorts, basically just something that's shorter and different from your full-length bottoms. They can pair super well with the boots that I'm about to show. And yeah, they give an outfit a very preppy flair and can make an outfit look more young. And if you're not really into this kind of style specifically, I would recommend a pleated mini skirt. With all my recommendations so far, to keep things very versatile, I would recommend more neutral colors. Say with this skirt, I can really pair them with any of these 3 jackets that are on the hanger. Again, with this notion of a capsule wardrobe, you want everything to be able to kind of go together. Okay guys, now that we finished with clothes, now let's move on to shoes. My favorite part of any outfit, the most fall essential boot that I recommend is the knee-high boot, preferably one that's heeled. By the way, if you're intimidated by wearing heels, I would definitely start with boots, especially ones that are pretty tall, in the sense that they may go up to your knee or to your calf. These have a lot more support than say like a pump or a stiletto, so I can walk a long time in these shoes, and especially if you find ones that match the arch of your feet, you're gonna have a really easy time walking in them. In general, I would recommend a pointed toe or a square toe. An ultra rounded toe can look a little bit less classy, or at least sharp in the sense of sophistication. The boots that I have here are from Mark Fisher, and I would definitely recommend this brand. Sam Edelman, Stuart Weitzman, and Mark Fisher are the best brands for shoes. Out of the 3, I think Mark Fisher are the most affordable, but they're such great quality. I actually have a lot of boots from them, and I love it when they have this chunkier heel. I just think the design of the shoe is very streamlined and it's very classic. And again, I'll make sure to link everything in the description. The second pair of boots I recommend are chunky Chelsea boots. Like with the last pair, these are really a staple in my closet. These are a little more, I guess, grunge or alternative than I'd say the rest of this capsule wardrobe, but I think they are very practical and sometimes essential when the weather gets kind of nasty and you don't necessarily want to be out with heels. As you can see, these are a rounder toe, and I know I just said to avoid really rounded designs, but I think with Chelsea boots is more or less always a rounded toe, and it definitely works with this style of boot. I have to say, I don't think this would pair with as many styles that I just mentioned for clothes. Like, I wouldn't necessarily pair this with the blazer I mentioned, but again, I think things like sweaters and cardigans, a chunky boot like this is just the right amount of casual and dressy. These ones are from H&M, and I love them. I got them last year. I've worn them so much. I'm not sure if they sell them anymore, and if not, I'll link something similar. The last pair of shoes I'm going to recommend are going to be loafers. And again, like with the boots, there's so many ways you can go about this. The ones I have are black, but you definitely don't have to get black ones. Like I mentioned with the jackets, if you prefer brown or you look better in brown, then I definitely recommend that over straight black. But yeah, these are going to work really well with all kinds of skirts, trousers, everything pretty much, even your jeans. And again, they add a very old money and preppy flair to your outfits. I think something great with these is that they are flat, so they're going to be a lot more walkable, especially if you get ones that are comfortable. But yeah, you don't have to go the chunky route. You can do ones like mules. I personally feel like mules and smaller, flatter loafers are more for the summer. So it's all based on your personal preference and how cold your ankles get, basically. The last category I have for you guys are accessories. Tights, specifically sheer black tights, are the first thing that come to mind. Again, they don't have to be black. I think red tights, especially last fall, were really in. But I think in terms of a capsule wardrobe that you want to be really timeless, black sheer tights are the way to go. And I would always recommend to add them to your outfit when you have dark bottoms and maybe dark shoes, especially if you don't have a dark skin tone. It'll look more cohesive if you add in these black tights to kind of fill in the gaps between your bottoms and your shoes. This way you'll look more streamlined and taller, and it would be more flattering than if you had a large chunk of exposed leg. Regardless, they definitely give off a very fall and winter vibe. In terms of handbags, I have two recommendations. The first one is going to be this larger tote bag. If you want to look very classic, I would recommend a tote bag with a shorter strap, in that you would wear in the crook of your elbow rather than on your shoulder. This one specifically is from the brand Teddy Blake. This is actually my work bag. Tote bags are going to be great for every day, and again, like I mentioned, for work. When looking for a tote bag, I'd suggest looking for something on the medium side. Anything too small is going to kind of be impractical, but anything too large can start to no longer look classy and may clash with the more traditional aspects of this capsule wardrobe we're building. My second recommendation would be to get a smaller bag, like a shoulder bag. This will serve a different function than the tote bag, in that it can be for daytime, but a lot of the times it would be great for evening, especially if you can convert your shoulder bag into a clutch. I love this one from JW Pay. I think the gold hardware makes it look super expensive, and this is something that I would also recommend to look out for. You want to make sure that the hardware, if there is some, looks very high quality. But yeah, a bag like this will work really great with, again, all of the sweaters, all of the cardigans, all of the blazers, and it'll be something a little lighter and smaller that you can carry around. Okay guys, the very last item, I will admit, is not that essential, so you don't have to include it in your capsule wardrobe, but it will take your outfits to the next level if you want something more classic and old money style. And that accessory is going to be headbands. As you can tell, I do love my headbands, and I know headbands can look cartoonish very quickly, but I think one like this, where it matches the color of my hair, is very minimal, but it does make a difference rather than if I wasn't wearing a headband at all. You can also wear something like a white or a pearl headband. I'd suggest straying away from anything with too big of crystals. I think that can look a little tacky, but pairing a headband like this with something high collared will look especially sophisticated. So yeah, just a little bonus item. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully found it helpful to building your fall wardrobe. I think it's super fun and important to find items that you'll love for years to come and that aren't just for this season. So yeah, no matter what the trends are, hopefully you'll be able to wear these items year after year. As I mentioned, I'm going to make sure to link everything that I can in the description so it's easier to find things to shop for. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. I love to do a lot of fashion content and style inspo on there as well. And yeah, if you like this video, definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you here. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!